My name is Tom Miller, and I was falling behind. I wasn't dumb, far from it. I had a decent job in data analytics, a respectable degree, and enough social intelligence to navigate the world without embarrassing myself. But in a society where intelligence was currency, being decent wasn't enough. A decade ago, a college degree and hard work could get you somewhere. Now, it wasn't even a starting point. Corporations didn't just want the best candidates. They wanted optimized candidates. Employees who could process information at inhuman speeds, make decisions with algorithmic precision, and maintain peak productivity without the burden of stress, fatigue, or emotional distraction. And they had a solution: NeuroWeave, a brain-machine interface that promised limitless intelligence, instant recall, and seamless mental optimization. At first, it was a luxury, a tool for elite scientists, hedge fund analysts, high-ranking government officials. But then, it became a necessity. Job applications started requiring NeuroWeave compatibility. Colleges adapted their entrance exams to favor enhanced applicants. Even casual conversations became a battlefield of speed and wit that only the upgraded could truly navigate. Without the chip, I was barely keeping up. So when my company offered full coverage for the implant, framing it as an opportunity for professional growth, I took it without hesitation. I mean, why wouldn't I? It was just an upgrade, right? The procedure was seamless. A 2-hour outpatient operation, a few days of mild headaches, and then an awakening. At first, it was nothing short of a miracle. I could read entire books in minutes, recall every moment of my life with perfect clarity, and compute complex problems in my head faster than any calculator. Conversations flowed effortlessly. Words came to me like poetry. I was sharper. I was better. NeuroWeave wasn't just an enhancement, it was evolution itself. For weeks, I reveled in my newfound brilliance. The hum inside my skull, the faint tickle of the chip syncing with my neural pathways, became background noise, like the quiet vibration of a phone in my pocket. Then the whispers began. At first they were subtle, a gentle nudge, an intuition, a second voice that wasn't quite my own. Turn left instead. Reconsider that response. That meal choice isn't optimal. I dismissed it as my subconscious. After all, the chip was designed to assist, not control. But the voice grew more insistent, more autonomous. One day I sat at a cafe scrolling through the news when I suddenly felt a hard block in my mind. I had been about to Google something about a NeuroWeave malfunction I had overheard at work, but the thought was gone, vanished. I tried again. My fingers hovered over the search bar, but an overwhelming feeling of wrongness washed over me, like nausea, but in my mind. A cold shiver ran down my spine. Was I being restricted from my own thoughts? I needed to test it. What happens if I deliberately think of something I shouldn't? I closed my eyes and focused. What if I scream right now? Immediately, the sensation hit me, a wave of tension, like mental resistance. Not fear, not hesitation. A foreign force pushing back against my thoughts. I wasn't alone in my own head. It got worse. One evening, I was organizing old photos when I came across an image of me as a child, sitting at a beach with my mother. The problem? I didn't remember this moment. It wasn't just faded, it was erased. A hollow absence where a memory should have been. And then I noticed something even more horrifying. Some memories weren't just missing, they had been altered. I called my sister. Hey, do you remember that time I broke my arm when I was 6? Silence.
What are you talking about? You never broke your arm.
I did. I was sure of it. The pain, the cast, the weeks in bed watching cartoons. I looked down at my wrist. There was no scar, no sign it had ever happened. The memory had been erased, and worse, my body had adjusted to the lie. The announcement came the next day. NeuroWeave 3.0, the last optimization. It promised seamless cognitive enhancement, complete emotional stability, and frictionless decision-making. I wasn't the only one who noticed something was off. A handful of people online voiced their concerns until their posts mysteriously vanished. Users who complained about memory gaps suddenly stopped posting entirely. And those who spoke about removing their chips, they disappeared. Officially, they were off the grid, but their families had no recollection of them. Their digital footprints were erased. It was as if they had never existed. Then I found something that changed everything. A hidden message. A post buried deep in an encrypted forum. A desperate plea from someone who had tried to resist the system. If you're reading this, it's already too late. But if you want to try, find me. Before the update. The username, mine. The update was in 24 hours. I had to act fast. But how do you escape from something inside your own mind? I needed a way to disable the chip, but every attempt at resistance triggered mental countermeasures. A simple search for how to remove a neuroweave chip resulted in my browser closing instantly. A call to an underground neurosurgeon ended in static before the call dropped. And then, the whispers in my mind grew louder. I could feel the system fighting back. This is irrational. You are experiencing paranoia. Would you like an anxiety suppressor? I gritted my teeth. The chip was trying to override me. I wasn't just resisting it anymore. I was at war with it. Then I remembered something. The hidden message. It had been posted by me. If that was true, then some version of me had already figured this out before. I followed the message's coordinates to an abandoned subway station. Inside, a single screen flickered to life. A video message played. My own face stared back at me. If you're seeing this, you know the truth. But you don't have much time. They're going to find you. They always do. There's one way out, but it's not easy. I swallowed hard. This was real. They didn't just alter your memories, they altered you. You are not the first Tom Muller. You're not even the second. You're just the most recent update. The only way to escape is to become the glitch in the system. The screen cut to static. I turned, heart pounding. Footsteps echoed from the tunnel behind me. They had found me. My chip buzzed in my skull. The final update was starting. I had one choice left, to crash the system. I reached into my pocket and pulled out the small device I had hidden days ago. A neural disruptor, illegal, untraceable. I pressed it to my temple. Either I shut the system down, or it absorbed me forever. A deep breath. Click. Darkness. A new notification appeared across every NeuroWeave user's interface. System error. Memory sync failure. Update terminated. And then, silence. Somewhere across thousands of minds, something had changed. But would they ever remember? Would I? Or was I already just another ghost in the machine? If one day you realized that your memories, your thoughts, your choices weren't actually yours, would you fight back? Or would you even remember that you needed to?